Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cece. Today's video is a Outlander video, but I'm not reviewing or giving an update on my read along of the big books, but I am doing a bonus episode all about the Outlandish companion. Is it worth your money? And what is it? Because before I bought it, I didn't really know. So this Outlander book, what is it? And who is it for? Because it's for a very specific audience. This is the Outlandish companion. It's thick. It says on the front cover, in which much is revealed regarding Outlander, Dragonfly and Amber, Voyager, and Drums of Autumn, and their author. There's a detailed synopsis, commentary, essays. She does frequently asked questions. Basically, anything you would ever want to know about the first 4 books in the series. It's about the first 4 books and it stops there, even though of course the series continues on, and there's the Outlandish Companion Volume 2, which I'll review in another video. So for each of the first four books, there's a synopsis of the story. There is a very comprehensive list of all the characters at the back. It talks about who they are, kind of their origin story if it's important, and the books that they appear in. It's literally every character. I don't think that they missed a single character. So if you're someone who really likes that kind of stuff, that might be helpful for you. There is a detailed bibliography by Diana Gabaldon of books that she used when she was writing the first 4 books. So if there's a particular topic that you're really interested in and you want to learn more, you can use the bibliography to figure it out. Things like witchcraft or medicine in the 18th century, that kind of stuff. It's a treasure trove of books, articles, and resources for that. There are a couple of essays just about the 18th century and life there. There's one on witchcraft, I know, and those are of interest for sure. In here, there's also a Gallic glossary and pronunciation guide. I found this very helpful, although I do a lot better when I hear it as opposed to when I read it, even though you read it phonetically. But that's in there, which is very helpful, especially for characters' names, right? Leary is the one that comes to mind, or Leghair, as some people call her. If you're not a native Gallic speaker, or like me, you don't live somewhere where people speak a lot of Gallic, even if you don't, a lot of these words I'd never heard before. So I found that actually very helpful. Interesting in this book, there's also detailed horoscopes for Jamie and for Claire. Diana Gabaldon didn't write these, she just includes them. I think a fan made them for her, like someone who does horoscopes in their free time. Interesting, I haven't read them. I'm not super into that stuff, but it's there if you want to read about it. There are a couple best parts of this book, in my opinion. Number 1 would be the frequently asked questions. So there's a long section in here of questions and answers that Diana Gabaldon has kind of put together herself. So these are the questions she gets asked most frequently and most often. I think that I read every single one because I was really interested. So it's the original question, usually from a fan or, from someone, and then her response to them, or just the response that she always gives. So like the question of, how did you come up with the idea for your first book, right? Every interviewer she's ever had has asked her that apparently. So she just has now a stock answer, which is the truth. But it's in here if you ever want to read it. I found the frequently asked questions the best part for sure. The other really cool thing that I liked was when she talks about her writing process and how she became a writer. So I'm just always interested in that. Like, how did you not get the idea, but how did you kind of pursue it and like chase it down? Because it's not easy to write a book that's 1,000 pages. It's not easy to get it published, and it's not easy to do all of these things. So it's quite an accomplishment, and I really liked reading about her writing process and kind of her advice to writers. I thought that was very cool. The third part that I found most interesting, she has an essay in here on characters. So she kind of classifies characters in 3 different ways: mushrooms, hard nuts, and something else, I forget. But I liked how she wrote about the different characters that she uses, right? Characters that just come fully formed as a personality and she can kind of see them in her mind's eye. Characters that grow over time. and characters that are kind of like stubborn and like make her do certain things in her writing. So I thought that was very cool. This book also includes a large section on the TV show, which I thought was really interesting. So I guess she'd been approached previously about doing a show or a movie, and it had never just worked out. And then Stars or Showcase came to her and, wanted to do a TV show. And the head of the TV show, his wife is an Outlander superfan. So she kind of talks about that. She talks about the casting of the characters or the actors who play the characters, Jamie and Claire, in the TV show, and how, there are subtle things that are different from how she pictured the character in her mind. For example, Katarina Balfe, who plays Claire, has blue eyes, and in the book she's meant to have kind of dark eyes, brown, amber, sherry colored, that kind of thing. But how when she saw her audition tape, like it was Claire. So that was really cool. I really liked reading that. I didn't read all about making the TV show because I like watching the show. I don't really need to read all about it. But it's cool. They also include some photos from the show. Now, all the photos are in black and white, which I thought was kind of lame. But whatever. I mean, they're still nice. So this is a picture. They're full page photos. It's just that they were in color, but that's okay. So who is this book for? So like I said, it's nonfiction. So if you like reading Outlander to like escape into another world and like immerse yourself in the characters, and you don't want to like pursue it more, you don't want to like think about it very much, you just kind of want to live in the world and then, come back to reality when you're ready, I would say this book maybe isn't for you, to be honest. It's obviously a nonfiction book. It kind of breaks that fourth wall, right? Like they talk about the fourth wall in movies and TV. It's when the characters of the show acknowledges that it's a show, right? So like they look at the camera or they kind of give a knowing glance or they talk directly to the audience. And in this book, it's Diana Gabaldon talking directly to her readers, not through a character like she normally would do in Outlander, but like explicitly explaining things. So if you don't want that, then don't bother buying this book. I would say this book is good for someone who's a super fan who wants to know everything, and if they're thinking about something, someone who thinks about the book a lot and then wants to go and check back. So for example, you forgot a detail about one of the characters and it's really bothering you and you can't remember, where did I read it? What book was it even in? You can just go right to the glossary or right to the character's description and figure it out. That's kind of who this book is for. This book, I don't think, is meant to be read cover to cover. That's certainly not how I read it. I went through, I looked at the glossary, or I looked at the index. I figured out, the pages that I wanted to read the most. I went to those, I read them. I flipped through the rest. If there was something that caught my eye, I read it again. But there are whole sections that I haven't read of this book because it's just not of interest to me. So if I can see how some people would think, oh, that's kind of wasteful to buy a book and not read all of it. So it's not for you if you need to read the whole thing, because there are parts that I don't think you'd be interested in. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you're a super fan, then you'd be interested in all of it, so then you should get it. This book is also good for you if you want to hear more from Diana Gabaldon, but you don't want to go chasing down a bunch of interviews. It's hard, right? I think when a new book is coming out, she does a lot of press, or for the show, she maybe does press, but maybe your question isn't specifically answered, or you want to hear more about a topic and you can't seem to find it, right? Probably she addresses it somewhere in this book. It's huge. Probably she gets to it. So if there's something that's kind of been like niggling in your brain and you just want it answered, this is a good buy for you. My favorite part of the whole book is her hilarious footnotes. She probably has a footnote every page, and they're so funny. Like they're hilarious. Like she just will go off on a tangent. She'll kind of go down a little rabbit hole. It'll be really funny. She has kind of a sarcastic sense of humor a little bit in this book. So I really enjoy reading the footnotes. I think they're really funny. Sometimes I just read the footnotes. So I read the footnote first and then I go back and find what she was talking about because I enjoy them that much, which is kind of weird. I would say, so is this book worth your money? I bought this book on Amazon and it was $50. Okay, I got the hardcover version. I think on Amazon at that time I couldn't get the soft cover. I got it just as COVID was kind of starting. So I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna get it and just, you know, have something to entertain myself. I don't regret it. It was expensive. So I would say, I mean, if you have the money, sure, just get it. If not, put it on your Christmas list. People love buying books for other people, right? It makes them feel like they're getting them kind of like a smart gift, I think. At least that's how I always felt when I was a kid at Christmas. I knew I could ask for any books I wanted and I would probably get them. So yeah, I would say get it if you think there's enough in here of interest to you. If the things that I listed off are of zero interest, don't bother. But if some of them are, buy it, put it on your Christmas list. You definitely don't have to get the hardback. You can definitely get the paperback. At the time, I just didn't want to wait. I just wanted to get it. So, you know, that's your choice. The paperback would definitely be a little bit cheaper. There is an Outlandish Companion Volume 2, and I have heard that there is a Volume 3 coming after the next 2 books are done, so that each Outlandish Companion will cover 3 or 4 books, and you can get the whole set at the end if you want. Yeah, so thanks for watching this video. If you have the Outlandish Companion and you think it was a good buy, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always interested to hear what people think. And reading Diana Gabaldon's nonfiction, I found very cool. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.